just kind of laughing at myself, like thinking I need, I have my privacy to do this reading, but yet it's like on the internet, so everybody can see it anyway. Oh, yes. Life is kind of ironic at times, isn't it? Okay. I have a few things written in the title, and that's so that I don't forget to mention those things in the reading, okay? Um, but those were all things that were getting channeled to me. We'll see how it comes out in the reading. This is when I wish I had like Patreon or some kind of members only thing, and then I could like go into the real deets with you guys. But I want to keep this a general message and not make it just about my experience. But these are some of the types of situations that I'm qualified to speak upon that may be coming through in this message. Okay, so that is how to interpret that. Okay, that's why they say, like with readings, just like whatever resonates with you. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I mean, sometimes you click on a title and you're like, it'll be like so and so's court judgment, blah blah. And it's like, I haven't had a court date since I had my last speeding ticket. Okay, you know what I mean, like, and what year was that? So yeah, there could be some delay in proceedings for somebody. Okay. Pisces, it is Pisces season. It's also kind of like okay to breathe for a moment. Okay, Pisces. Well, right away. The Ace of Cups. We'll go ahead and do it chakra style since I have all the crystals laid out already. So that being in your base, that's very powerful. Collective, I almost said Scorpio, but Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces is relevant. Aquarius here. Star, the star in your sacral. People could be very much looking at you as a, kind of like the ideal mate. And perhaps somebody that can provide them with a lot of love and somebody who likes to get love as well. And that's part of, in the sacral here. Oh my goodness, what is my dog doing? She's going crazy over there. The King of Pentacles in the solar plexus. Wow. So a lot of you have been craving some stability. Some of you could be this King of Pentacles that has been looking perhaps for a loving situation, and you're kind of, once you get that, it's kind of like almost under wraps. So I wouldn't say hiding it, but for some of you, I would say you haven't exactly been displaying it publicly. Okay. For some of you, this could be a new type of, I almost said entanglement, situationship, but I don't want to put that on you, collective. No. This actually looks more meaningful. Okay. It's very calm. And the Aquarian, the water bearer, is about the calmest type of energy that you could get to interact with this water love intuition. The intuition thing was in the like you're gonna know if somebody is right for you, collective, right? It's just you're gonna feel it in your bones. Okay. You're gonna just have a pouring of emotion that you're just, it's almost like a well. Okay. And yeah, here's this fountain here. It's like this spring has sprung and it's like there's no turning it off. It's not, it's like you can't hide it. Okay. Remember in that movie where so interesting. You could interpret this many ways then with the title. Okay. I think I'll leave it at that. The movie, what was it called? It was the movie where it wasn't Wizard of Oz, but it was like that when the characters were all like in black and white, okay, and then some of the characters turned to like color, okay, um, and like for those of you who don't know, like TV used to be in black and white in movies and film and stuff like that, okay, or photographs, right? Not everything was always in color all the time. But it's not like your phone where you can like, scan something and switch it on and off, right? Like no, it's like once these people recognize the color within them, they weren't able to suppress it. It's kind of like this for you here. And in the movie, she's in part conflicted because of her old life and the expectations there. But it was like, well, she couldn't do anything to stop it. And it's like, she can't, he wanted her to be somebody that she just wasn't, right? So inevitably there was some change there that may be relevant, that movie, for somebody. But definitely this attraction that you have. You could have an Aquarius involved. Aquarius could be in your chart. This is the Virgo, Taurus, and Capricorn signs here as well, with the King of Pentacles hanging out. You know what I mean? Saying like, what's next? What's next? You know those coworkers that are always like looking for something to do because they already finished something, and it's just like, geez, do you ever just like take a break, yo? Right. So this person, or if this is you, collective, could be very hardworking. Okay. The heart chakra, please. What do we need to know? I almost said the Ace of Pentacles. I don't know. Like the Ace of Pentacles, like as a matter of fact, it was just popping out. The Queen of Wands. Interesting. Leo here in the heart chakra as well. Okay, could be interacting with the Leo. Leo's been coming out frequently in my reads, but the Queen of Wands, Sagittarius, and Aries as well. Kind of the queen of, summertime, looking good, feeling good. Your health may be of great importance to you right now. Some of you may be getting into like, you know what I mean? Like maybe you're in a good workout schedule or something, or you're, trying to think about your cardiovascular routine. Okay. You could be doing some of this also if you have a pet, by engaging with your pet and going for walks. Obviously, that is a cat, but I have seen cats on leashes. Okay. Okay. So it's like you never know until you go to somebody else's house, right? Until what's going on. Okay. And that's kind of like that where I put stained sheets in the title and beware the company you keep, because it's like sometimes you don't really know what people are like until like, have you ever been in that situation, collective, when you start dating somebody and you go like over to their house and it's like just a complete mess and you're like, oh my God, like, and it's not just like cluttery, it's like dirty, and you're like, and then, like look at their bedroom, and it's like, ooh, like somebody sleeps in here, and it's like, this is what they're gonna want me to swear. I'm gonna have to sleep. You know what I mean? And it's like, so yeah, I feel like the Queen of Wands is like, no, I deserve better than that. So you're gonna have to step up your game. Like the ridiculousness of it all, right? Okay. Here, wow, the lovers. So somebody may be communicating their wants and needs. You can have Gemini in your chart as well. That's yeah, my throat here. Somebody definitely wants to talk to you. They may have like a hard time talking to you, so sometimes they would like rather, like share a song with you, or something kind of like that. But I feel like they're holding off a little bit, or something's telling them to hold off. Okay. Yeah. And that might be some of the hesitation here that I was feeling in the throat chakra. Yeah, I feel like they're worried about this Queen of Wands that it's going to turn into a fire breathing dragon, is literally what I heard. So that may be significant for somebody. I don't know who this is. It's going to crack me up. Which, thank God, because it's like cloudy today, and I was just kind of like in a funky mood this morning. I was just not feeling it. So I'm kind of entertained that since I tapped into this reading, things have gotten a little more lighthearted, and that's part of what the Queen of Wands is about as well, is like having a good time, being in the moment. Not so overly worried about tomorrow and what's going to happen 2 weeks from now and three, I mean, like the kind of King of Pentacles has probably like everything scheduled on a calendar or something. Yeah. The Page of Pentacles in the third eye. Yeah, I feel like you're not really sure how this is going to work, collective, and that's why it's coming across as the Page of Pentacles. And you're like, well, yeah, I mean, anything can look good, but here we go at the Crown. Remember what happened last time? Like, we're not falling for that again, are we? Right. Yeah, for a lot of you, you've moved out of those chapters here with the World card. Okay. So whatever you have going on here, you're very ready for it. You may have an opportunity here with this Queen of Wands, all right? How you receive this and move forward, it's just like if it's not right for you, then don't do it. Like, so this is the intuition part, like where I had to write intuition in the title because it's about trusting your intuition. Okay. Like probably your first instinct was right. You know what I mean? Like your instinct was probably right the first time about the situation. And sometimes that happens with people as well. And this specifically ties into the dog bite. And I will never forget this as long as I live because it was so strange. And it was not too long. I hadn't had my dog I adopted my dog from a like shelter or whatever, rescue organization. Anyway, she, I took her to a local gathering, that was held by one of the societies. Um, and this woman said to me, she said, "Oh, my mom doesn't really like dogs because she was bitten by one um, when I was younger." And I said, "Oh," and then she said something about, was like, anyway, then she said something about that her mother had just been bitten again. And I was like, "What?" And she showed me a picture, and it was like on her, wow, maybe this is why I was channeling that left forearm the other day. Okay, anyway, guys, this is getting weird. So she showed me, and it was like on her left side, I think on her hand or whatever, but I saw when I looked at the woman's face, her face was not harmed by the dog, but what I saw as a vision, okay, was there was maybe a reason that that dog did not like that woman. Okay, I'll put it that way. um, and and when I looked back at the lady's face, who was talking to me, I think she knew that I saw it in the photograph. Um, there was an intensity there, um, and it's like, well, the dog followed its instinct the first time and the second time. Okay. Um, wow, you guys, this is getting kind of crazy. All right. Anyway, yeah. But and with the cleaning house thing too, like, but I mean that it was just like a flash, and it's like, oh my God, I know that's not what that woman looks like, but that was her energy and aura that she was putting out, and it was quite frightful. Okay. Um, and I will tell you that the woman that was, you know, talking to me about this, my dog was, who is a, you know, you may have seen pictures of her, looks, you know, rather large and intimidating. But she's never physically harmed anybody that wasn't coming after me. Okay. Um, you know, even there was somebody who mistakenly showed up to my house and my dog ran out and was loose, and she jumped up like on the like towards the person's shoulders. You know what I mean? Like a dog, it just jumps up and is happy to see you. She was wagging her tail. It wasn't like she was, you know. Now I could see though somebody getting stunned because, you know, she is a rather large dog. Anyway, I'm not sure what's going on with my battery right now. Okay, guys. So that was part of that. Okay. So the two men thing, also go back to the movie, so that could be part of the reference. Um that's also part of this beware the company you keep thing. Okay, because the people you're with put off energies as well. And if you're rolling with that energy, you're rolling with it. Okay. Um, in the same sense, if you were to say, you know, two women, you know, I've been in circumstances where people have wanted to hang out and have me be their wing person, you know, and it's like, maybe I'm okay doing that in my 20s. Right now, I'm not really wanting to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have other things to do with my time. Like, let me know you're safe, but other than that, you know what I'm saying? So, that is actually something that happened to me in my 20s. I went on a date with somebody and his friend showed up, and it was weird because this guy was a police officer too. And I was like, okay, this is kind of creepy, you know? And I thought like his friend was just there to like say hello to us or something. No, he like sat down at the table with us and like ordered a margarita and like ate dinner with like the whole thing. And I'm just like, wow, this tells me how a relationship with this guy would be like. He can't think for himself, you know? This is like when Match.com was like first invented. How long ago? But you know, obviously not all police officers are um, very intelligent. I'll say, okay. I have gone out with other people who worked for the law and they had a little more sense in their brain. Okay, I'll just say that. All right, let's get you some moonology, especially because we have a new moon coming up this weekend, I believe. If you can't tell, I am getting earlier. So I think I was kind of trailing off of the message anyway, and I was getting ready to pull some moonology for you guys, and I went ahead and got myself some more tea because, you know, I like my tea. Anyway, we do have a new moon coming up next Sunday. So if you're thinking about manifesting some goals into your life, it'd be a good time to start thinking about that. Remember, goals can be short-term, long-term. A long-term goal would be anything more than 1 year, okay, if you want to put a definition around it. I'm not really somebody who likes labels, but our vocabulary is what we have to describe what the hey is going on. So what are you gonna do? It's time to release negativity, full moon in Scorpio. Yeah, so right here at the base. So Scorpio could be known for like holding grudges, right? That's Scorpio. Yeah, so some of that negative stuff that maybe you've been like, say, this is cracking me up, Scorpio. Saving for a rainy day, like, oh, just wait till I run into that person because I got a good comeback now. You know what I mean? That kind of stuff. Just, why? Who gives a flip at this point, right? Like, you're over here, they're over there, you're doing your thing, you know what I mean? If you paid attention to this reading, you're looking pretty good here with this star energy. So, you know, I get it. Like, we don't want to let people take advantage of us for the second time or the third time or the fourth time around, right? How many ever times it's been. Sometimes it feels like the never ending, broken down merry-go-round at the kids' playground. Okay. That's like now an industrial park. Okay. So, it's time to release that and say, you know what? Maybe this isn't the park for us anymore. Okay, we're gonna go somewhere a little more funsies. Okay, okay. And that again is part of this fountain that came up earlier that is very much I sprang up and I ain't going nowhere. Okay, right. Ivory Coast says animals are our protectors. Let them persuade others to become truth tellers. I would agree with that statement, and I'm assuming you're referencing my dog story. Um, and I don't endorse dogs biting people or anything of that nature, but it was just so powerful when she was telling me the story and then she showed me the picture, and I was like, oh my God. Yeah, sometimes things are meant to be. And so maybe something, negative happened. Like, yeah, maybe there was some accident and there, a dog bite occurred or something. Like, it's a time to, like, was that actually your fault? Or was that animal's instinct? Okay. You know what I mean? Like, and if you're acting on instinct and using your intuition, Aquarius, the star is very intuitive as well because this is you moving in a direction that's kind of like this supersonic, this, you know what I mean, kind of, it's you're leaving stardust as you go. Okay, and you can like see it in the card here even. All right, somebody's throat chakra is really heavily, I feel like maybe that's part of this negativity that you could need to release. So maybe you need to talk to somebody about that. The end of a tough cycle approaches. Full moon Capricorn. See, this is, and here we have the King of Pentacles, and I was very much feeling the Earth energy earlier. So I feel like for a lot of people, especially after we've come out of winter, I heard the season of our discontent, right? It's like now you're kind of ready to break loose, and like at heart you're like, wow, what actually matters to me, you know what I mean? For some of you, you may be like, what matters to me is living in a climate where I don't have to wear shoes. As you can see, she's barefoot here. And for some of you, that could be the case. Surrender to the divine. Okay, full moon. There is a full moon at the end of the month, right before Easter. It may clarify some of this page energy that is here. Okay. Yeah, it might be one of those things where you're not exactly meant to understand it right away either. Okay. But that doesn't mean that you stop doing what you're doing. Of course not. Conclusion. Well, look at that. Conclusions are within reach. Yeah. So it's like, don't stop working on your homework just because you get a little stuck, right? Like, you keep going with it and you might figure it out. And here you go. Yeah, I'm working on the conclusion here. Like, how it's coming together. Okay. And yeah, collective, you might feel a little beat up about it, but that's life. Okay. That's why the doctor is out there to put you back together, right? I've had multiple broken things, surgeries, car wrecks. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if you're a 9-lifer like me with this 9 of Wands here. I feel like I've gone beyond that myself, but yeah. So some of that could be this too. It's kind of like live and learn. Like, okay, yeah, that was maybe a dumb thing to do, but we're not signing up to do it again, are we? So, let's release the negativity surrounding that situation and just see how we can work together, work for a better tomorrow, right? Okay. Yeah, and that could be part of this tough cycle. It's like, I'm tired of going over the lessons learned. I'm tired of hearing about how this was so defeating. I'm tired of hearing, you know what I mean? It's like, where's yeah, exactly. Give me back my plow. Here's the fucking Elton John again. Hello. I just channeled Elton John like a couple days ago. I'm still standing. So if you need a little pep talk, you might want to check out that video. I'm still standing. Okay. It's under the live tab. And this King of Pentacles is like, "There's my plow. I'm gonna get to work right after I'm done." So for some of you, it might be very important as well. Like, you're about quality time, okay? You're not rush into this thing and then rush into that thing and like, I gotta put in my appearances here and there. No, no, no. You're just not. It's like, can we just not? Can we give up all the I'm so busy's and I'm the rushing here and there and I'm just and that, remember I was talking about the calendaring earlier, so maybe this is part of that too. Okay. Release negative the pressure to, succeed all the freaking time. Okay. Right. If you've ever had success, then you understand what that means. Okay. Um, and sometimes that comes to our detriment, especially if we don't go over the fine print clearly. I was reading an article the other day about somebody who did some loan consolidation and now they're stuck with a big bill. Long story short, right? So, it's like, well, I learned, but definitely not signing up for that again. Okay. um, and I'm not saying that happened to me personally, but I know people that have done loans like that before, and I personally have, of course, had the experience of lending money to people, and rarely does it come back, right? I mean, I even have court ordered money that's not I will never see. You know what I mean? It's kind of like some of these judgments that they're getting here on the news, and it's like, yeah, the judgment's one thing, but they actually have to pay, and my person hasn't paid. They haven't paid me for months. I haven't gotten a check. And I mean, that's court ordered. I don't get it from the person directly. I get it through the court system where I live, is how I'm paid. It's not a big payment. They were granted 10 years to pay it because they probably, it was during COVID, so they probably used the excuse that they were unemployed at the time. Woe is me, right? So again, beware the company you keep. I mean, it's one thing if your friends are broke, but it's like, are they broke all the time? And are they always, hey, can I get $20? Hey, can I get this? Hey, can I get, it's like, what do you do with the money you get? You know what I mean? Like, where is it even going? You know? So in order for you to be successful, collective, some of that you have to let go. Okay. And it's totally there. Yeah, you might have some feelings around it. Sure, that's completely normal. It's completely normal. Okay. I feel like I need to get some clarification for you guys today. I'm feeling a little froggy. Plus, this weather, it's not like I'm rushing outside to do anything at the moment. Somebody thinks you're perfect the way you are. Somebody may feel locked out of a situation currently. If that's the case, you may need to release that negativity. I watched a video earlier this morning about a young woman who was talking about her friend group and how she felt left out of her friend group and said, hey, can you kind of pull me in a little bit? I'm feeling a little disconnected. And then, turns around, next thing you know, these people are like planning something like actively like to go away from her. You know what I mean? Like, and it gets back to that, sometimes the first impression is the correct one, and that energy that you felt So if you are sensitive to those sorts of things, don't discount that, okay? There may be a very good reason why you were either feeling that way or, yeah, I don't know. Some of this is getting really gross. Okay. But hey, that's the experience of being a woman too. I mean, and not just from a biological standpoint. I know that's what somebody out there is thinking. Like, yeah, girls are gross. They have periods and stuff, right? Um, pregnancy, like there's all sorts of stuff that goes on with a woman's body, right? Um, and that's the thing too, is that some of these two men scenarios here are not respecting that. Um, in the place that this like a queen of wands is supposed to be revered here with the heart chakra, like yeah, she looks fun, she's sexy, but that doesn't mean you can just like go up to her and do and say anything. That's not appropriate, right? I've literally had somebody, come up on the street before and ask me like if I was into like some kind of sex act, and I've had somebody ask me that in a bar as well. Now, when this happened, I was by myself and they were with a buddy, you know, and it's like in one instance, my I was on a date and my date showed back up and he like had his head shaved, so he kind of like looked like a skinhead, and they like got really scared of how he looked, so they left me alone very quickly. But in this other instance, I kind of had to like defend myself a little bit to this grossness, you know what I mean? And thankfully there was some other, you know, people around, I think, that were kind of looking out for me, at least to, make sure I was okay in the situation. They weren't like standing up for me or anything. They obviously, like a queen of wands can stand up for herself. Like she doesn't even have to say, like, it's like you don't even have to dignify these people with a response. Okay, understand that, because people like this will always come for you. And that's part of why sometimes it's like maybe part of your first instinct of thinking, oh no, this is not going to work, because it never works with people like this, because they always think that they're better than you. They think that they can outsmart you. They think, you know what I mean? That's part of it's like you're their prey in a way. In collective, you are not. The owl was referenced the other day on the justice card, and owl goes after prey at night. Okay, but you are more like the owl collective. Okay, so whoever's out there thinking that you are prey has another thing coming. Let's get some confirmation here, please. Oh boy, you guys, this energy lately has just been wonka doodly doo. Clarifying now this lovely Ace of Cups that you had in the root. The Nine of Wands, yeah. Feeling a little beat up partially in some situations. Alexa, turn it off. Sorry, it's like getting hard for me to focus, even though that was like way down low. The Nine of Wands here, again, that's where you ended, okay? And you're like, look, I've had it with love. I've doing that. But this came across so nice and peaceful, collective. I don't think you have to worry about that. I think you've proven that you can kind of hold your own. And that's in part why the universe is like going to kind of like help you out here a little bit. Okay. So again, it's time to release that negativity regarding things that happened in the past. Okay. Because you're never going back there. It's impossible. I mean, it's almost like when I look at, oh wow, okay, what's that song I'm getting here? It's like a rap song. It's not rapper. It's like it starts out boy boy boy. Oh man, it's an old one. Anyway, Let's keep going. The Nine of Pentacles. Yeah, exactly. So hey, let's keep going. It's the old Nine of Pentacles, old slow-mo, right? But you know, you have the King of Pentacles over here, which is very stable. So, collective, anybody that's coming towards you in this kind of slow and steady type of predicament is going to be way more reliable, right, than some of these other people that are kind of fly by nighty. And again, those are going to be decisions that you might have to make based upon the type of energy that that person has upon your first meeting. Okay. It's like, oh yeah, I know this one's going to be trouble. So yeah. Carry on, my wayward son. Let's clarify this King of Pentacles, please. Trouble no more, okay? Two of Wands. Yeah, this came out the other day in your foundation, and it was very steady, and that's really interesting where it's here with the King of Pentacles. So it's kind of like collective. You may or may not be partnered up currently in this King of Pentacles. Regardless of that, you feel like very steady, okay? And you don't feel like you need to be jumping up to change things because, you know, you were kind of more like in this I'll just get back to work cycle, okay? The thing is, what you have around you here is a lot of love, okay, with this Queen of Wands and the Lovers card, okay? So if you are that masculine energy, that is definitely something I feel like that you've been holding to your heart, but you're not sure what to do with, and that might be part of this tough cycle ending, okay? And for that reason, that would be why you should release negativity, okay? Because, like, yeah, you can't undo the past. You can only try and work on today and tomorrow, right? So, Queen of, I almost said Pentacles here, but this is the Queen of Wands. Let's clarify, please, now. The Six of Swords. Yeah, you've definitely been in a separation from this person. And I feel like whoever this is, this King of Pentacles, like you're kind of like wanting to talk about it. I feel like some of you, if you are this Queen of Wands, maybe what this King of Pentacles kind of wants to talk about is seeing that they've found themselves and they like found self-love and everything. I don't think they're coming to like brag to you about everybody that they've been spending their time with. Okay, yeah, and again, there's that talk to the hand. It's like there's certain things that they're not ready to disclose. Okay, yeah, King of Swords. So this is where that kind of where the throat chakra was kind of closed up, right? Because the King of Swords can be very shut down, right? But this is also the king of, communication here, okay? So, and this is also Gemini, Libra, Gemini, Aquarius, all right? So if the words come, it's kind of like, don't worry about what they are so much, just let it flow out, okay? That's something I would say that I've learned over time with tarot. You know what I mean? It's like exercising a different muscle, okay? And it just so happens that sometimes there are unintended consequences, right? Okay. Now, so again, release negativity regarding that. It's like it's not going to get better if you hold on to every bad thing that you saw as a result, okay? Ace of Pentacles. What was I saying earlier, you guys? I was talking about that Ace of Pentacles. So, for somebody, this definitely is maybe going to be clarified with some like seriousness here. Then that's maybe part of the conclusion, okay? Is that you're actually going to see something tangible, all right? And I mean, I'm getting other messages, but I'm not trying to like, you have to use your own discernment here. I'm not trying to say exactly what's going to happen. I'm just trying to give you the energy, okay? So, the world card, and that's what we had over here too. Somebody wants this, yeah, love is a battlefield, Pat Benatar. Somebody wants this kind of struggle love thing to be over, right? And I think that is part of the win that you're going to get out of this Ace of Pentacles. Exactly how this is going to look, I don't know. That's where I'm like a little bit with you guys, just because it just doesn't seem to be fully fleshed out yet. And that could be part of this hesitation with the King of Swords and throat chakra, okay? So whoever needs to deliver this message, you need to surrender to the divine and just get it out there. Like, you know, if you stumble, if you fall, I mean, there's probably some kind of song lyric about that. Here you go. Again, the Lovers, wow. So whose reading is this? Gemini again. Okay. So Gemini could figure heavily into your chart. Somebody wants to know, do they still figure in your life? That's a Joe Cocker song as well. Again, we have Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces here, Aquarius, Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn with the King of Pentacles, Queen of Wands, Leo, Sag, Aries, Gemini, Lovers. Okay. King of Swords, Libra, Gemini, Aquarius, Earth signs again with the Ace of Pentacles. Got a lot going on. It's like everybody's here, basically. Okay. Yeah, all four elements. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this reading. Please drop a thumbs up for me if you did. That would be super cool. Pass the good juju around, and if you would subscribe to the channel, and if you want to be notified, I don't always post at the same time every day, so if you hit the notification bell, you'll be notified of like when I'm going live, and you can tune in that way. All right, so you don't miss anything. Until next time, please manifest wisely. Bye bye.